All right, just remember to, Sean, to mute your audio if you,
Yep, I'm doing that now. Okay.
says we're live. Let's see if we can figure that out. Testing, testing. Says we're live. All right, call that a sound check.
Sound check, sound check.
Yep, yep. Sounds good. Okay. All right, here we go. So we're going to go officially live in a little less than 4 minutes. A little less than 4 minutes. Thank you all for joining. So we are looking at getting set up to do Pulpalooza this year. So there's a poll going on over at the Pulp Alley Players Group. If you'd like to go over there and help us decide, where we're going to go for Pulpalooza this year. Right now, the two front runners are Chicago and Albuquerque, New Mexico. So we did it in Albuquerque, New Mexico last year. It was we had a great venue. We had a great host. It was just a lot of fun going there. So really no real reason to switch other than, to possibly make it more accessible to other folks as well. So not only can you, choose between those two, but there are other locations that you can type in. Um, for it gives us ideas possibly for other years as well. When if we continue doing this. Let's see. Um,
At least with Chicago, I could drive and bring terrain.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It would be. We had folks come in from all around the country by train and plane, and of course driving. So yeah, it was really nice. We had, I guess, from Northern California. I think that was a fair drive, or I think they actually flew from Northern California to Albuquerque to come play with us. And then we had someone take a train all the way from Wisconsin. Um, and then a lot of other, folks from Texas and Kansas and Colorado and other folks from Utah and California and on and on. So it was a lot of fun. I'd be interested to continue doing it if we can. It's just really hard, when you have young children. It's really hard to just it's harder to leave them behind than you think because they're so fast they can keep up with you. All right. So I guess we're live. I should have said that we're live. So we are at the 10 o'clock hour. Everybody synchronize your watches and we are live. Hey everybody, this is Dave here at Pulp Alley and I am with the world's most dangerous bestie. I think may have fallen asleep. I may have to go check on her. I'll see if she'll respond to radio. Hey, sweetheart, are you there? See, it's nap time for the little savages, so inevitably, when you lay the kids down to take their nap, it's a good time to catch a few Z's as well. I guess I'll just let her sleep. We'll just let her sleep. Um, so I didn't hear anything. So I guess we're going to assume. So we are going to have X tentacles appear at the start of turn number 1. So we are going to have one more tentacle appear. It appears D8 inches in a random direction from the major plot point. The major plot point is over here in the water. This is the major plot point, the League, the Dundee Scholars. We have Lucky Dundee over here and Sailor Smith, and then we have Lady Elaine and Millie over here. And what they want to do is try to rescue. They were part of a shipwreck, and now they're coming to shore on little bits of wreckage from the ship. And some of the, of course, the crew and everything got separated. One crew member seems to be under attack by weird tentacle monsters as they come up to the shore. In addition to that, on shore, there are islanders that have taken up positions in cover and are shooting at the people as well. So you have to decide what you're going to do here. Obviously, the major plot point is important, but there are also scattered minor plot points around the table as well. We've already drawn cards for starting turn number 1. This is a rescue mission. Can they rescue Mike the mechanic? Let's see. Anything else I need to cover? I don't think so. These are our typical League canon, I guess, characters that, of course, we have a bunch of them, but these are the normal Lucky Dundee, Lady Elaine, and Millie that we frequently use, in addition to a bunch of other characters. This is scenario number 37 out of, oh, wasn't even on the right camera. That's why I need Bessie. This is scenario number 37 out of the Scenario of the Month series, and these are the cards that come in that pack. There are the Islander, the Archers, and Bomba. Where's Bomba? Bombo. There's Bombo, and there's the card for the tentacles. All of the tentacles are considered to be separate NPCs, but who knows? Maybe they are part of a larger monster lurking below the waves. All right, Sean, we're starting turn number 1. Did I place my third tentacle? I didn't. Okay, I said I was going to, and then I didn't. 2 inches off this way is where it appeared. All right, Sean. You know what? I guess I'm going to go check on Bessie. Let's see if I can get her. If she's snoring, I'll let her snore. All right, I'll be right back.
All right.
Talk amongst yourselves, entertain yourselves, and I'll be right back.
Where did my coffee go? How's everybody doing this morning? Ready for some tentacle action?
All right, she is fast asleep, but we're just gonna let her sleep. We will soldier on as best we can. All right, so you guys help me remember to click buttons for the cameras. Let's say have some howdies out there. If you're out there with us today, throw a howdy in there for us. Let's see who all's on here today. Let's see, we have a William Schmidt-Monson. We have a Murder Hobos Local 777. Wow. Thank you so much for joining Murder Hobos. We got a Jim Stute, we got a D.W. Lowe, we got a Carl Floyd up in the Kansas way, we got the Neil Morgan, we got Sebastian Staffel. Where are my glasses? I don't have my glasses. Dang it. Okay. I don't need them. We got a Sean Peck, got a Telemachus up in the Pennsylvania way. We got a Vern Jeske over there in California. We got a Ray Franson. We got an Oog in Paris. Hello, Oog. We got a Daniel Vindershard. Vindersvard. Oh, yeah, I butchered that one. Okay. Another Daniel. Thank you guys so much. We got Bob here joining us today. So, if you're interested at all in participating in our Pulpalooza 2025, it's where we get together and play games and have fun together. Get over to the Pulp Alley Players group, and there's a little poll going over there. It's pinned to the top, so it's easy to find. And put in your, it'll be probably sometime in October, late October, mid-October, maybe, somewhere in there. Okay, Sean, are you still there, brother?
I am.
Awesome, awesome. Who are you going to activate? What you going to do?
Ooh.
You have 3 tentacles. It's all spread out here.
Dundee's kind of stuck there in the water.
He's not stuck in the water. He can move. What's he going to do?
Yeah.
He's a good... You can move up to 6 inches without taking a peril, or you could just, hop up onto the shore. Or you can move 6 inches towards the major plot point. What do you think you want to do with Lucky Dundee?
I think Dundee's going to hop onto the shore and kind of make his way towards the other person there.
Okay, so on turn 1, if I move you over 6 inches, you will have to take a peril because you're starting your move in a difficult area. Do you want to just move 6 inches, or are you going to try and move further than that? I could possibly...
I'll just do 6 inches.
Okay, so get up out of the water and get up here. Now, do you want to shoot whilst you do that? You could try and blast one of those tentacles down.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to shoot at whatever the closest tentacle is, I guess.
Sure. Right there, that one. All right, he normally has 3 die 8 in... Where's your card at? Oh, it's sitting over there. Sitting right in front of me. He normally has 3 die 10 in shoot. He's got a short range bonus there, so he's going to be rolling 4 die 10. The tentacle does not have a ranged attack to shoot back with, so it will be using its dodge skill, which is 1 die 6. Not a great dodger. But if you look at their stats here, you'll see that they also have Beast, Mindless, and Animal. Oh, the poor mindless tentacle. So dodging with 1 dice against 4 die 10 of shooting. Here's the shooting. You got 2 successes. Let's see if the tentacle can dodge either of those. Does not, so it will take 2 hits. And it will have to roll a 2 dice health check. It rolls d6s. I'm looking at your cards. Is there any reason why you would want to burn a card here? Like the bad news?
Yeah, I was going to say bad news might be good.
Okay, all right. Throw the bad news in there, and that'll give it an extra hit, so that'll put it up to 3 dice health check. Okay, look at this, boys and girls. I failed with 1. I failed with 1 of the dice, and because I am in cover, I can re-roll that dice, unless, Sean, you'd like to go ahead and hand me that clear shot.
Yeah,
you want to give me that? He says no cover save for you, so clear shot is rolled before an opponent rolls a cover save, and it cancels the cover save. So I do not get that cover save, and my little tentacle goes down. Blip, just like that. He blasts a hole right through the tentacle, and it sinks back under the water. Who's going to activate next, sir?
So
blam.
The plot point until I get to him, is that right? Or can he?
Correct. Yeah, you're actually going to have to get to the plot point to try it.
Does that sailor have a gun?
The Sailor Smith.
Yeah, the guy was next to Dundee.
No, he's an animal. So he has 2 dice in brawl, 2 dice in dodge, and everything else is 1 dice except for shoot. He has no shoot skill.
Let's just bring him up next to Dundee for a meat shield.
Okay. All right.
Maybe just in front of him.
Okay. Now, of course, the tentacles are not going to be shooting at him.
Right.
Do you want him to be behind Dundee to take the shots of everybody that's about to open up from the rocks?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, sure. Let's here. You, get behind me. You'll be safe. Oh, he's about to get blown to 9 ways to Sunday. Okay, so that's what he does. Still don't have any cards to play. So over here we have Lady Elaine and Milligan. What? Who are you gonna activate next? Already got 2 cards out of his hand. That's nice.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do?
Well, let's see. I'll have them move towards the plot point.
Sure, just swim off towards the plot point. Now, if you move over 6 inches, you're gonna have to take a peril. Do you want to stay just a 6-inch move?
See, she's probably better equipped to. Well, it depends on what peril comes out, right?
Sure.
I
mean, just moving 6 inches will get you within 6 inches of the plot point. So, rushing there probably won't change anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll just 6 inches.
Yeah. Now, she does have a little 38, so she could blast away at one of these this tentacle that is popping up out of the water right next to her. Does she want to do that?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Why not, right? You got it. No reason to conserve ammo at this point. So you have 3 dice 6, it's dodging with 1 dice 6. She'd normally get 2 dice, but because she's at short range, I gave her a 3rd dice. And it blocks one of them, so that means it's going to take a 1 dice hit. It dodged one of them. So it takes a 1 dice hit. Here's its health check. And it passed the health check. And the tentacle stays in play. Roar! The bullet bounces off the rubbery hide of the tentacle. Now, we still have Millie. Millie could come up and try and jump on that tentacle. She could head up onto the shore. She could just get behind Lady Elaine. What do you think Millie's going to do?
Gosh, I can't decide if Millie should be up there. I'm afraid Millie would just get blown away if I take her up on the shore. I'll have her attack the tentacle.
She's a heck of a dodger, though. Okay, so a 6-inch move to go beat on the tentacle, if you know what I mean. So we have Millie has 3 dice 6 in brawl. 3 dice 6 in brawl. The tentacle will now attack back. It will be down 1 dice. It would normally get 3. Oh, it normally gets 3 die 8. Look at that, boys and girls. That's that mindless tentacle, that strange mindless strength that it has, but it has been in a fight, so it's going to lose 1 of those dice. So we're going to pick all these up, drop them in the bucket, and let them roll. Here is the fight between Millie and the tentacle. If anybody remembers that old classic. Millie rolls a 6, and a 6. Well. How about them apples? The tentacle rolls a 5 and a 4. Now, Pulp Alley isn't a game where you just roll dice and look it up on a chart and find out what happens. No. Pulp Alley is a game of decisions where you get to decide. So you roll the dice and then frequently you get to actually decide what happens. How is Millie playing this? Is she just going crazy on this thing, trying to beat it up? Or is she playing defensive and trying to make sure she doesn't get hurt? Isn't that cool? So you get to decide how you want to play this. You could block both of those hits and then take block both of its hits and then give it 1 hit, or however you want to play it. How do you want to do it, bud?
I'll block both hits.
Says he's going to block. He doesn't want to take a chance on getting Millie injured. So he's going to use a 6 to block a 4. He's going to use a 6 to block a 5. That leaves 1 success remaining. The animal's going to have to roll, the tentacle has to roll 1 dice health check. And look at that, it passed. It passed. So it will remain up. Now, we will have another round of fighting there. So Millie could still put it down before the end of the turn. That is all of the player characters now. And now the tentacles will start activating. They are non-player characters. I'm simply playing them as non-player characters. So you start with the non-player character that is nearest to a player character, and that would be that tentacle over there that's going to try to drown Millie and draw her below the water. So when that thing activates, it's already been in 2 fights, so it's down to only 1 dice. 1d8. Now, you could dodge that thing with 4 die 8, or you could fight it with 2 die 6. How do you want to play this?
I'll dodge it.
Okay, she's using her 4 die 8 to dodge it. Here's the tentacle. Gets absolutely nothing, so there's no reason to roll. And Millie could choose to back up 1 inch if she would like to. Do you want to back up 1 inch? Get away.
No,
Or hold on to that. She says, I'm holding on to that tentacle. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, you can keep it. You can keep it. You like that tentacle. You're just going to keep a hold of that one. All right, now, remember that in Pulp Alley, there's such a thing as called personalities. And that's really what this mechanic over here is. The mechanic is not a character. It's important to remember that so it doesn't activate, it doesn't have a profile, it can't attack, blah, blah, blah. It is simply part of the story. This tentacle here is a non-player character, however, and it will rush the nearest character that it can get to, and that will be Lady Elaine. So it comes after her. It is moving over 3 inches to reach her, so you will have the option to shoot or to dodge it. Now, normally you would also have the option to brawl it, but Lady Elaine is too much of a lady to do such a thing. So, do you want to shoot at it with 2 die 6? It's going to be attacking you with 3 die 8. You could shoot at it with 2 die 6, or you could dodge it with 4 die 8. How do you want to play that?
It'd be nice to get it out of the way before he got to
I
me.
know, because more tentacles are going to be appearing.
I'm going to shoot.
You're going to shoot it. She says she's going for the blood. All right, well, you're going to get some, all right. So the tentacle's the active character. I'll go ahead and roll for the active character first. I have 3 die 8 to attack you. And I got 2 4s and a 5. Now, tentacles, NPCs will always go for maximum carnage, and they will not block. Couldn't block that 6 even if I wanted to, and that means the tentacle is going to take 1 hit, and Lady Elaine is going to take 3 hits. 3 hits from that tentacle. You wanted blood? You got it now, mister. So here is the health check for the monster. It failed, and it goes down. So somebody was asking, and I think this is a good opportunity to remember this. Cover saves only apply in shootouts, which is a type of combat. It's just a type of fight where 2 characters are, at range and exchanging fire. You do not normally get a cover save from defensive fire because it basically occurs too close. So your cover, she's putting the muzzle of her 38 right up against it and blamming, and she's able to get a hit. The short of that is you do not get a cover save during hand-to-hand combat. And the tentacle goes down, even if the opponent was using their shoot skill. And then Lady Elaine has to roll a 3 dice health check. And she fails. She is bloodied, boys and girls. She is bloodied. And I'm going to play a little card that I like to call Stay Down. And I'm going to keep her injured. So she will not get to roll a recovery check at the end of this turn. I'm going to keep her in the injured state. So that's all my tentacles. I did all my tentacles, and so now the NPCs on the shore will begin shooting. And we're going to start with this one over here. He has 2 dice to shoot. He is in short range, so he will get 3 dice to throw at that sailor. Sailor Smith will defend himself with 2 dice of dodge. The Islanders would normally shoot with 2 dice. They get that extra dice because of the close range. Got 2 successes, a 6 and a 5. Sailor Smith is dodging and gets a 6 and a 5. Exactly what he needed to dodge. Look at that, boys and girls. Sailor Smith knows his business. Okay, so we'll just continue on around the circle. The next one will be up here, and this one will also be shooting at Sailor Smith. Same thing, except this one's not at short range. He'll have 2 dice. Sailor Smith has 2 dice. The shooting gets a 4. Sailor Smith does not block it. Checking cards. Sailor Smith rolls a 1 dice health check, and he stays in play. The next character that's attacking is Bomba. Bomba is the only Islander in play right now that has a name, and that's because he is sidekick level. So Bombo is up here, right here, with the sword, and he's also shooting at Sailor Smith. Although Bombo is a heck of a brawler, he's not such a great shooter. He has the exact same skill as the other shooters do. So he has 2 dice 6 to shoot at you. Sailor Smith, again, is dodging with 2 dice 6. Here's the shooting. Oh, I didn't have that on camera. 5 and a 5. Here is the dodging. A 5 and a 5. Oh, Sailor Smith has his lucky chicken foot in his pocket. Wow. That is remarkable. The next shot comes from the shadows of this hut. If you look inside this hut, looky there. There's an Islander inside there. And he is also shooting at Sailor Smith over there.
Oh?
So he'll have 2 dice 6 at Sailor Smith. I wonder if anybody's closer. I guess I should check it. Looks like it's really close. So Millie is, we'll call it 13-ish. Sailor Smith is also 13-ish. Okay. We'll give him a 50-50. We'll let him decide which way he's going to go. So 1 through 4, it's Millie. 5 or higher. Okay, Sailor Smith is the lucky man today. That lucky chicken foot works both ways. 2 dice 6 to shoot, 2 dice 6 to dodge. Here's the shooting. A 5. Here's the dodging. 6 and a 6. Man, Sailor Smith is a dodging machine. I have 1 Islander left, and he's over here behind this moai. And he definitely has a bead on Millie over there in the water. So he will have 2 dice 6 to shoot. Millie has 4 die 8 to dodge. Got a 4 and a 5. Let's see if Millie can dodge that. 4 die 8. So this is where you could discard a card if you wanted to get an extra dodge dice. She's already got, I got 2 die 6 coming at you. You have 4 die 8 to dodge. Do you want to dodge it, or do you think do you want to discard a card, your last card, to get that 5th dodge dice, or just going to count on luck to carry you through?
I've been lucky. I think I'll just use all my luck up right now.
All right, use it all up right now. So here is the shooting with 2 die 6. 2 die 6 says, I got a 6. Will you get a 6? You got a 7, and that's even better, so you did indeed dodge it. You could, that would also allow you to do a dodge move. If you wanted to disengage and move away from that tentacle, I guess technically I should give you that choice again. Because you successfully dodged, you could move away from it. Oh, I handled that wrong, didn't I, boys or girls? I handled that wrong. I handled that shooting wrong. I don't think I'm going to go back and redo it. The way that should have been handled, because Millie was engaged with the tentacle, the Islanders could still shoot into that combat, but the hits would have been randomized by who who it was against. Did I get a hit? I got 1-6, didn't I? So what we should have done, I am going to go back. I'm going to go back. So that hit should have been randomized between those two characters. So if I get a, we'll say the tentacles are 1, 2, 3, Millie's a 4, 5, 6. So it actually hit the tentacle, and the tentacle has to roll a 1 dice health check, and it passed. Okay, so Millie does not get to disengage. So that's how shooting into a combat works. You could shoot into a melee if you don't have any friendly characters, and the Islanders are not on friendly terms with the tentacles. I don't know exactly. It's a long story, and I don't want to go into it right now, but, you know, there's some bad blood there between the two of them. So if you shoot into a melee, as long as you don't have a friendly character in there, then you can shoot in there, and it's an unopposed attack, so every success that you get counts as a hit, but each hit is randomly assigned to the combatants that are in that, and they don't even get to respond to it. They just have to take the health check because they're too involved in the fight. And that's all of my, that's the end of turn number 1. We do have 2 recovery checks. That's right, my tentacles could get back up. Lady Elaine will not get a recovery check. I'm going to roll for the tentacle that is in the water right next to Lady Elaine. And it is up. And it will come up in contact with her. It will come up and it is in contact with her. I'm going to roll for the one that's behind the mechanic, and that one is gone. Okay. And then at the start of the next turn, the first thing that happens is we draw cards. Sean, you drew an uncanny. The baddies get a lucky break. And then we also get more tentacles. 1 more appears, and it will be 3 inches off towards Lucky Dundee. So it smells him up there. And it's coming up over there. It does look like he's got a pretty clear line to get to Mike. Which camera am I on? Of course, the wrong camera. Okay. Let's just try that again. Sean, do you do any live games? Do you do any live streaming?
No, I don't really do live streams yet, but I'm hoping to expand into that this year.
I can't recommend it. Yeah, it's a nightmare.
I've done them in the past for like aquarium stuff, and it was kind of tough.
Yeah, it's a whole new animal. You know, you get what you get, right? But it's also a fun way to do this, where I get to say hi to Dave Ashton, I get to say hi to Philly down in Florida, and Bri G. Thank you guys so much for being on here. Is it Mike Lund? Mike Lundquist is on here too. Howdy. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining. We drew cards. We did our recovery checks. We drew cards. I pulled a bullet. We're starting turn dose. This is bad, boys and girls. This is bad. You see, Lady Elaine is injured. She didn't even get a recovery check because somebody was playing dirty. And so she's engaged with a tentacle and injured. So there's just no way she's going to get up there, I don't think. Little Millie is also engaged with a tentacle. And then Lucky and Sailor Smith are up here. Some of Lucky's luck is rubbing off on Sailor Smith. He is a dodging machine. Now, Lucky is within range just barely to get down here to the mechanic, but is that what you do? Or do you head off and try and clear off some of these islanders? Or do you try and help Lady Elaine? I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. Because if he doesn't deal with this tentacle, what's that tentacle going to do? He sees lunch right over here. Can Lady Elaine handle 2 tentacles? Well, we'll see. We shall see. All right, Mr. Dundee, we're starting turn number 2. Boys and girls, remember this is Scenario of the Month number 37. This was published back in 2021. 2021. And the cool thing about that entire series, the 2021 series of Scenario of the Month, the entire series was created for co-op and solo play. None of those scenarios are designed for you to play directly against another player. They are full of non-player characters like we're doing today. They're there to really you play against the scenario. There's no opposing league per se. You're just playing against the scenario. The entire season was designed purely for co-op and solo play. That was the 2021 series. Remember, we've just relaunched the Scenario of the Month series starting in 2025. We have the first 2 scenarios have been released so far. If you'd like to get a new scenario every month or thereabouts, be sure and check out the Scenario of the Month series. And let's go. Sean, what do you feel like you'd like to do, man?
Oh, I'm kind of torn. I feel like if I keep plucking off tentacles, they'll just keep popping up, and I'll never.
They are either way. They're gonna show up whether you what. Yeah, I know. It's a hopeless situation. I think it's pretty much and I'm not one to judge, but I think you're doomed. I think you're hopelessly doomed. But fight the good fight, brother. Fight the good fight.
I can't shoot at that tentacle that's on Lady Elaine without possibly shooting.
No, that's right. That's right. You can't. You actually are not allowed to do that.
Oh yeah.
Now, yeah. Yeah. Can't even. Now there's actually a league perk. I don't remember what it's called offhand. But it actually allows you to shoot into combat when your friendly characters are in there. But, if you want to be that sort of league, then you have to choose to be that sort of league. But normally, you would not shoot at a tentacle that's wrapping around Lady Elaine.
And I can't run past that tentacle. Well, I can't.
You're right. You're right. You're in a tricky spot there. You can't rush this tentacle because this tentacle is the nearer tentacle.
Can I move towards the plot point and shoot that tentacle on the way?
Shoot the tentacle that you walk past?
Yeah.
Absolutely you can. You could move, 5 inches or so. You could even move right up to the plot point. Remember, you don't get a peril for moving into contact with it normally. You get a peril for attempting it. So if you're just moving into contact, then you can whirl around and blaze away with your revolver, your lucky revolver, and try and knock that tentacle down. Is that what you want to do? Now, at this point, it would rush you anyway. So you could go ahead and attempt it, because that tentacle will come after you now, because you're now closer than Lady Elaine is. So that's something to think about.
Stop it from happening, right?
Correct. Well, it couldn't attack you. It couldn't attack Lady Elaine now because you're the nearer target.
Right.
Lucky is.
I'd like it to not attack me.
Okay, then you can shoot it. You got plenty of time. There's no reason to rush to save him. I mean, he's practically drowned and being ripped apart, but that's okay. Go ahead and shoot at the tentacle.
I'll shoot at the tentacle.
Okay. I like your spirit. I like your spirit. I wasn't able to dissuade you there. All right, so Lucky Elaine fires off with 4 die 10. The tentacle is dodging with one little puny d6. They're not great when it comes to dodging. All right, here is your shooting at the tentacle. You got 3 successes. It could dodge maybe that 4 or 5, and it does not, so it takes 3 hits, and it's gone. Well, it's down. I'll say it that way. But it'll be back. Don't you worry, none. Don't you worry, boys and girls. I'll get that one back and more. Now who's going to activate? You have Millie's engaged with the tentacle. You have Lady Elaine engaged with a tentacle, and you have Sailor Smith.
Oh, Sailor Smith. I want to send him backwards at
I
that.
don't know what that means.
That close person behind the rock there, right
Uh
behind
huh.
him.
Uh huh. Are you gonna
He's
go brawl him?
he's like
Gonna go?
distract him. I run for.
You gonna go put a fist through him? Is that what he's
Yeah,
doing? Is he gonna go brawl him?
yeah.
Brawl.
Sailor
Okay.
style.
Bringing him on sailor style. All right. All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. So what we're gonna have here is defensive fire from the Islander. It will shoot, so it will have 3 die 6 at you. You will have 2 die 6 at it. Here is the roll. 2 die 6 from Sailor Smith. I have no cards to play. Sailor Smith gets a 6. Defensive fire, running at a rifle that's firing at you, blazing away. You made the Islander nervous. Look at that, boys and girls. Nervous in the service, and he gets a 3, a 1, and a 1, and the Islander is powed upside the noggin. Sailor Smith is a lucky dog. That chicken foot of his. All right, and that means the Islander has to roll a dice health check, double checking cards, and the Islander goes down with a Sailor Smith fist imprint in his jaw.
Going
And
for
that,
motion.
man, I tell you what, that's the hero of the story right there. That's the hero of the story. 2 of your characters have activated. You have 2 more to activate. Remember, player characters must activate before non-player characters. If you're actually playing against another league, then you could try to force them to activate. But when you're facing non-player characters, you must activate before them. And trust me, boys and girls, that is not an advantage. Who is going to activate next? Is it Lady Elaine or is it Millie?
Millie.
Millie activates now. She could brawl this thing with 3 die 6, or she could dodge it with 4 die 8. It will be attacking her with 3 die 8. That is some bammy.
And remind me, with her, I can discard a card to add a dice.
No, you can add a dice to her dodge or her finesse.
Oh, that's
yes,
right.
You can discard to add a dodge to add a dice to her dodge or finesse.
I think I'm going to go for an attack.
Oh my gosh, look at this. So 3 die 6 versus 3 die 8 as Millie tries to beat on a tentacle. Give that tentacle a good beating, and she gets a 6. The tentacle gets 3 successes! Oh, dear Lord. It has her at a significant disadvantage in the water here. So, what are you going to do with that 6? Are you going to mitigate some of that damage, or are you just going to say, give me your worst? I mean,
take it.
She says take it all. So that means Millie will take 3 hits. She'll take a 3 dice health check. And the monster or the tentacle will have to roll a 1 dice health check. Let's just drop them all in the bucket and let the dice sort it out. Millie passes her. No, the monster passes its health check, and Millie rolls a 3 dice health check and is injured. Oh, the Dundee Scholars. Oh. They really aren't the fighty league. They really are the thinking plot point league. Fighting is not their forte. You only have 1 character left to activate. Lady Elaine will have to activate. Her only choice is to dodge because she does not have a brawl skill. She is a lady after all. So the monster throws 3 die 8 at her and gets a 6 and a 5. Gosh, Lady Elaine is injured. She does not get D8s anymore. She's down to rolling D6s. She's going to have to get a 6 and a 5. She gets neither and has to roll a 2 dice health check. This could be the end, and she's going to be pulled below the waves. And she is pulled below the waves of the water. She is
Oh,
blub, 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 and she goes down beneath the waves. This is not looking good for the home team, boys and girls. Wait, I'm not sure. Wait, I guess the home team would be the Tentacles, wouldn't it? I
Ocean.
guess the home team's on their home turf here. All right, all right. Now it's the non-player characters. So the tentacle that was on Lady Elaine will now activate. No, the first tentacle will be the one that's on Millie. The first tentacle will be the one that is on Millie. It's been in a fight. It'll be down to rolling 2 die 8. Millie, you could dodge it with 4 die 6 or fight it with 2 die 6.
I'll
Yeah.
dodge.
Dodge. 4 die 6. 2 die 8 attack. Get double 6s, boys and girls. Don't have my dice cam up. And nothing. Millie takes 2 hits. And Millie sinks below the waves. We are just about down to 1 player character here, boys and girls. Sailor Smith is going to have to carry the day. Sailor Smith is going to have to win the day here. Let's see. So we'll continue on with the NPCs. This tentacle that is now free will come over and take a bite out of Lucky Dundee. He has been in 1 fight. He has, he could fight it with 3 die 8 brawl. It was too close to shoot. 3 die 10 is what I meant to say. 3 die 10 to brawl. It's rolling 2 die 8 to attack you.
I'll brawl.
Yeah. Or you could roll 2 die 8 to dodge. But yeah, okay. So brawl is 2 die 8 also. Here is your shooting, or your brawling. You got a 9 and a 4. Here is the tentacle. Got an 8. It will not block, remember, because the tentacle is the active character. It gets to decide if any blocking is going on, and it will choose not to block because it loves causing damage. That means Lucky is going to have to roll a 1 dice health check, and the tentacle will have to roll a 2 dice health check. We'll just drop them all in the bucket and let the dice sort it out. Oh my lord, boys and girls, the luck has turned. Lucky Dundee rolls a 3, and he is injured. He saw Lady Elaine go down, and his heart is broken, and the tentacle rolled a 4 and a 5, and the tentacle is not injured.
Jeez.
Oh my lord. You don't want to be in the water with these things, I tell you what. This is a scary situation. The next group is up here on the shore, and they are going to be shooting at least a couple of them. Looks like they'll be Bombo and Bocephus over here. Look like they'll be shooting at Sailor Smith. So we'll do this Islander here first, and he's shooting at Sailor Smith. It does look like you're just a little bit over 6. Yeah, just a smidge. So it will be shooting with 2 die 6, and you're going to be dodging with 2 die 6. And here is the roll. Oh, that 1 dice did not get picked up. Oh, let's do red dice, white dice here, Sean. Are you the red dice or the white dice in the cup? I have 2 red dice. You're the white dice. Okay. You are dodging. The red dice have no successes. The white dice got a success, and you dodged it. I don't really think there's much reason to move unless, yeah, I don't really think there's much reason to move, is there? No. So next will be Bombo, and we'll do the same thing. Are you the red dice or the white dice?
I'll be the dice.
Hey, boys and girls, if I haven't already, please take a moment right now and hit that like button for us. If you're not a subscriber to our little channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and then click the bell so you get a notification when we upload a new video. You are the white dice, Sean?
Yep.
Okay. No successes on anything. Lucky Smith or Sailor Smith continues to to be very lucky up there. Now, the next one in this hut, over there lurking in the hut, I think he's going to actually shoot down at Lucky. Yeah, Lucky's his nearest target, so he will actually shoot into this combat. He will shoot into the combat. He'll have 2 dice to shoot with. Of course, I was on the wrong camera. All right, let's try that again. So it's this fella in the hut up here, and he's shooting down at into this combat down here. He has 2 dice to shoot. Here's his attack. A 4 and a 5. So now what we do with these is we randomize each and every hit. So they could all go on one person or they could be split up. We don't know how it's going to go. I'm going to roll both of these dice in the cup against Sean. Would I not have my... There we go. I'm going to roll both of these dice in the cup again. And Sean, do you want to be 1, 2, or 3 or 4, 5, 6?
1, 2, 3.
Both of them are 4, 5, and 6. Both of those hits hit the tentacle.
Yeah.
Health check, tentacle down. Blam. Now the last of the last of the Islanders is over here, and he really only has one target, and that is Lucky Dundee. So from right here, he's shooting it over here at Lucky Dundee. He has 2 dice 6 coming at him. Lucky, you can... You're injured. So we know that you could dodge with 2 die 8. You could shoot back with 2 die 8. Okay, dodge. Okay, all right. So there, boys and girls, he could shoot back with 2 die 8, or he could dodge with 2 die 8. And that's something where you really have to think that through a little bit, because I think the knee-jerk reaction there is that you go, well, it's the same number of dice, so I'll just shoot back. Well, it's not, the results are not the same. Because if you choose to shoot at me, you don't have any chance of blocking whatsoever. That means the Islander has the responsibility of assigning any blocking, and we know he's not gonna. So any successes that the Islander gets means there are going to be injuries on Lucky Dundee, or at least hits on him. By choosing to dodge, that means you can actually mitigate some of the damage if you roll high enough. So we're going to drop it all in the bucket and just roll them all. Lucky Dundee is the D8s. And his 7 is big enough to stop a 5, and he avoids the attack. All right. So remember that it's not always apples to apples there. You know, if he had chose to shoot back, then both of them would have guaranteed to be hit, and both of them could have been injured. So that's the big difference there. All right. That's all of the NPCs. Boy, there is maximum carnage in this scenario. Maximum carnage going on. Now, boys and girls, it is time for some recovery checks. I'm going to roll for... We're just going to go fast here. We're just going to go fast and quick around the table. I'm going to roll for the Islander that is engaged or was engaged with Sailor Smith. He is gone. So that Islander is gone now. And they do not come back. The Islanders do not get reinforcements. I'm going to roll for that tentacle that's out there. I'm going to roll for this tentacle. It's up. I'm going to roll for this tentacle that is engaged with Lucky Dundee, and it is removed from play. It goes away. I'm going to roll now for Lucky. Here's Lucky. He does not recover. Here is for Lady Elaine. She does not recover and is gone. She is removed from play. She is somewhere. He's calling out, Elaine! Elaine, where are you? She was pulled under the waves by one of those tentacles. This is for Millie. Millie is gone. Lucky you are on your own. Millie does not like fighting out there in the water. That is not where she wanted to be. And that's all the recovery checks. Lucky is on his own. But don't worry. Sailor Smith is on the job. So just remember that. We are going to get another X tentacles. Remember, whenever it says X, one more. Getting lucky on the draws. 6 inches away from the major plot point, off in this direction. So it's way over here. It is within rushing range of Lucky Dundee. Lucky Dundee could have 3 tentacles on him this turn. Gosh, what are you going to do there? What are you going to do there? All right.
Probably drowned.
I know. Not. This is okay. That ended turn 2, and you're only down to 1 character, so you're doing fine. You're doing fine. Here is the cards. You drew a disarmed. Nice discard. And I drew an out of ammo. Well. Okay. Lucky Dundee. We're starting turn 3 of a 6-turn scenario. I don't know if we're going to make it that far. Pretty sure the Dundee scholars are going to get tabled here in a little bit. Whew. What are you going to do, Lucky? What are you going to do?
I guess on the plot point, I should go for it.
Okay. All right. Before you're just totally destroyed, he decides to go ahead and pick up a plot point. All right, let's see it. So, of course, you get a peril for attempting a plot point, and the peril is 2 with might or finesse.
Isn't Lucky special ability like the first? I can't remember Lucky's special ability. What was that?
He has Lucky Devil, so I cannot play fortune cards when he activates. You got Wild Card and Fierce. So Wild Card is used after you roll. So for right now, you did succeed on your Mrs. Harper roll, though, and you chose Research and Rumors. So you can discard one of your cards to give him a bonus. So right now, you're sitting at 3 die 10, 3 die 8, because you're injured. You're going to have to roll 2 successes. Now, if you give me one of your cards, I'll let you roll an extra dice just because I like you.
I'll do the disarmed.
Okay, so he pitches disarmed. He turns that into an extra dice. He's got 4 die 8. He needs 2 of these to pass the peril. So he feels something grabbing him underneath the waves, and he fails it, boys and girls. He rolls a 7 and a 1 and 2 3s. So what his wild card ability is... Oh, sorry, you have an uncanny in your hand. You don't have to use your wild card ability. You can just use your uncanny and add a success, and you got the 2 successes you needed. You want to do that?
Yes.
Okay, so you got past the peril, now the plot point. And the plot point is 1 with cunning or might. Again, you have 3 die 8 in might, so you need 1 success. It's not my fault. I just want to say for the record that it is not my fault. This is a perfectly average roll. Absolutely nothing wrong with the roll. I want to be clear on that. So you rolled a 3 and a 1 and a 1. Now, this is where you could use your wild card ability once per turn. After you roll for a challenge, you could discard a card, one of your cards, to add +1 success. And that will let you pick up the plot point, but it will take away the last card you have.
I'll do it.
Okay. And that's how you do it. So Lucky Dundee is lucky in more ways than one, and he successfully passes the plot point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 cards here, 5 reward cards. Okay, Sean, pick a number between 1 and 5.
4.
4. So not that one, not that one, not that one. It is this one, and you picked as an action. You can as an action you can add +1 turn to the scenario, which I don't think you're going to want to do. I don't think you want to do that. All right, so Lucky Dundee has rescued Mike the Mechanic. It is worth mentioning at this point that you automatically pass all perils while he is attached, while you have him. He is not a no-drop plot point, but you do automatically pass all perils with his help. And now the only character we have left is Sailor Smith. What's Sailor Smith going to do?
He's going to run to the next rock and try to take out another minion.
He can. He certainly can. I don't know. I think he's pressing his luck here.
Yeah.
He's pressing his luck. All right, so there is another minion in range. So here we go. Sailor Smith rushes, leaps over this rock. I got him, Lucky! And rushes into the mouth of more defensive fire. He will turn and shoot. Sailor Smith is throwing 2 die 6. He has 3 die 6 blazing away at him. Pip. Okay, here is the 2 die 6. Sailor Smith gets a 4. That's all he needed. Luck has run out. 3 successes on him, and he gets 1 success. The Islander has to roll a 1 dice health check, and Lucky Sailor Smith is going to have to roll a 3 dice health check. Here's for the Islander. Islander remains on his feet. I guess that means you know what's going to happen here. Sailor Smith is removed from play. Sailor Smith is a level 1 character. He gained him from a random event. So he wasn't even supposed to be here. He was just a random event character. Earned his pay today, but he is now KO'd. And now the non-player characters will begin activating, and it will be the tentacles. We're going to start off with the tentacles. Tentacle number 1. What is your name, please? This tentacle will activate and will come rushing at Lucky. Growling like tentacles do. Roar! Famous barking tentacles. Tentacles rolling 3 die 8 to try and squeeze the life out of you. You can brawl it with 4 die 8. You can shoot it with 4 die 8. Or you can dodge it with 2 die 8. What are you going to do there?
I have a question, Dave.
Okay.
If I shot it, at it and succeed, would it ever make it to me? Or would it still...
Yeah, absolutely. No, defensive fire doesn't stop the charge. If it is part of the combat. The brawling is basically simultaneous with your shooting at as it's coming in. Although you get to use your skill as defensive fire, it doesn't stop it from being able to attack you.
I'll go ahead and shoot at it, I guess, as it comes in.
Yeah. And you have the same dice and brawl anyway.
Yeah.
So here is its attack. You are injured. Ugh. It gets 3 successes, a 4, a 8, and a 5. Oh my lord, it's not my fault. I'm just letting everybody know. And that means you're going to take 3 hits because it will not block any of yours. What is it? Was this the one that was attacked? Yeah, this is... Which one was this? Was this the first one that came up? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the first one. Okay. So it will have to roll a 2 dice health check, and you will have to roll a 3 dice health check. Oh my lord. Okay, here we go. Here we go. 2 dice for the tentacle. Oh my lord. It's not my fault. Oh, no pip up. It's not my fault, boys and girls. 2 successes. The tentacle is not injured. Holy crap. And that means, of course, Lucky Dundee is injured again. And this could be the end. This could be the end of it. Now the next tentacle moves up to attack. It will be rolling 3 die 8. Now, do you dodge with 2 die 6? Or do you brawl with 2 die 6?
There's no getting out of it without fighting, so I might as well brawl.
Okay. All right. Actually, dodging can get it out, right? Because if you you could disengage.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's at least
Yeah.
it gives you a chance to mitigate some of that damage. I don't know. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm going to dodge.
Okay, so here's its attack. Oh dear Lord, the end is here. The end is here, boys and girls. 2 6s and a 7. There's no way you're going to dodge that 7, no matter how. 4s won't dodge 6s either, and this is the end of Lucky. 3 dice health check, and he is sinking below the waves.
Oh man, I killed all the Dundees.
I know. And then at the end of the show, nobody else has anything else to do. At the end of the turn, you'll get a recovery check. And you failed that as well, and that is the game. And the Dundees were wiped from the table. Wiped from the table. So, tough little scenario. The Dundees are not fighty types. Maybe if we had it to do over, being a little less aggressive with them, trying to be more evasive. Their sweet spot is really on their dodge, so maybe that had worked, but you have to take that chance of putting them down sometimes. But it was pretty bloody early on. Sailor Smith carried the load pretty good, but there were a lot of bad die rolls. That happens sometimes. So in this scenario, all of the Dundee scholars were pulled below the water. They will, of course, swim to shore at some other location later on in the afternoon, somehow miraculously having a harrowing escape. But for this one, they didn't get through. Now remember that this series of scenarios is actually designed for co-op and solo. So this was kind of a solo style scenario in that he was on his own, but this would be a good scenario to put a couple leagues out there, right? This scenario doesn't change a lot if you choose to include another league. What it does do is that you get both players have to put X tentacles on the table. So you could potentially double the number of tentacles, but the guys on the shore don't change if you add another league. So it's a fun one to do co-op. If you have a buddy there to play with you, then would probably make it easier. What'd you think, Sean? Too tough?
It was pretty hard with that particular league. I was a little torn. Like my first thought was maybe to go up and deal with all the people on the shore.
Get out of the water completely. Yeah.
Because NPC wasn't really in trouble. He was just standing there.
Correct. Yeah. Mike was not in trouble. He was a personality, so he can't actually be injured. So there's no, you don't have to go that route. The tentacles would
fight with people with guns was kind of tough too. So.
Yeah, the Dundees really are an evasive league. They really are pretty good at dodging. Once they start getting injured, though, then that gets much more difficult. Trying to find ways around the combat may have worked to your benefit a little bit, but we don't know. It could have ended up exactly the same, So you either go down fighting or, either way. if you don't deal with the tentacles at all, they're just going to accumulate all around Mike, and eventually you're going to have to fight him anyway. But maybe
Yeah.
you could, if you were able to deal with them from the shore, then you could shoot at them and maybe eliminate them from the shore, instead of going down and letting them brawl with you, because they are darn tough, very strong, rolling 3 die 8. So yeah, that's pretty scary. Uh, a league that was more fighty, the style that you played it, a league that was more fighty would have probably worked better for you. But with with these one-off games that we play on here, oftentimes our remote players don't really know the league all that well. They're not a league that they necessarily have played very often, and they don't really have, strategies or tactics necessarily built around trying to make that league successful. So on this one, just making the Dundies try to fight their way through didn't work all that well, but it could have, right? I mean, the dice could have rolled differently, and it could have gone quite differently. But very cool, very cool. Tough scenario. If you would like to come on here and get beat into smithereens with me on a Sunday morning, get signed up to play. We sign up about 2 months in advance. It doesn't matter if you're a new player, you've played 100 times. We'd love to sit down and play with you. Even if you've never played before, this is a fun way to learn how the game works. Don't forget to go over to the Pulp Alley Players Group, and let us know where you would like us to do Pulpalooza. Even if we don't choose, the location that you want to do this year, we may do it next year or the year after that, but it lets us know where people figure. We got a lot more votes for Nashville. Isn't that over there in your area? That's a little bit closer for you, Sean.
That's like 3 hours for me, and I could help
Yeah,
you there.
yeah. I was surprised at the number of votes that Nashville got. Nashville got, yeah, a smattering of votes. So I think it may have been like the third most popular location. So it was interesting. All right, boys and girls. Sean, hang out with me for just a minute. That's going to be it for today. Sorry, Bessie. Bessie was sleeping. She was like conked out, and she was. I'm not going to say she was snoring because she's a lady, but she was sawing logs. Um, and and let's see who else on here. Jeffrey Clark got on here. Very cool. Daniel Telemachus, Newt Pond Skipper, Sebastian still on here. Very cool. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Shaler should have eaten his spinach. Yes, that's true. Bob is on here. Sean Peck. All right, everybody. Sean, hang out with me for just a little bit and we'll say goodbye. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Thank you for playing today, Sean. Sorry